Yo, welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's great to have you guys here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. Like I mentioned in the last video, I was going to make a video going over Yukimaru, a new unit that's going to be coming with New Year's Rosalind. Not as great as New Year's Rosalind, but she's a pretty decent character to kind of talk about here. We're going to go over like her stats, stuff like that. Talk about like what type of team she could be, good on, and overall her usefulness in the overall game. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for all your Disgaea RPG news and content and just stuff like that, man. I just want to say thank you guys so much for all the support. So let's go ahead and talk about Miss Yukimaru. So Yukimaru here, we're going to start with her stats. Stats are pretty okay. Her attack is a bit lower than I would actually have liked it to be, but it's fine because, again, she has a very high resistance. So, she's going to be more of an HP resistance character, which isn't bad. She is the sister of Fubiki, which is the free-to-play unit. If you guys were wondering about the Disgaea 2 lore, that's where she's from Disgaea 2. And then we could kind of keep moving along here. So she is going to be a weapon mastery of the sword, another sword user. Here's her attributes, her resistances, kind of little things like that. Let's go over her abilities, because again, this is primarily what you guys are probably interested in. So her first ability, which is Bloodline of Snow, self-water damage dealt plus 60%. So she has nothing to do with the support. She's just going to be doing more damage. But the good thing is we are getting a free-to-play Fubiki who does buff up water type attacks. So having them together, it's actually going to be pretty good. So there's something that you could do if you do pull her. That's definitely a little team that you could rock them together. So that's going to help her out quite a bit. And then here is All Set Zam, sword, axe, equipping members SP plus 7 when a turn begins. So that will be helping Fubiki as well. And basically whatever other team that you want to rock around, because again, if you do get her that nether enhancement plus 1, that SP plus 7 is actually very strong. So that right there, this is good. That's very good. And she's going to be doing pretty decent damage with her water attacks. Over here we have her nether enhancement plus 5, all members damage taken from monsters minus 12%. A little bit more on the S side. I mean, that's going to be very helpful for certain situations, of course, like certain like boss fights, certain things like that. But again, it's okay. And then you got the Extreme Konichi, which is all members dealt damage to monsters plus 12%. So like she's going to be a very good kind of like support-ish for monsters in those type of situations. But again, are you really like, I don't think many people are going to get her nether enhancement to that level. Because again, like you have like New Year's Rosalind, for example. So I probably would like, I don't think many people are going to take advantage of this. So usually like how I base a unit off, it's going to be like the first two, because getting nether enhancement plus 1 really isn't that bad. So like, when you look at these two, that's primarily what I'm looking at, because again, I don't think many people would actually go this far, especially for her. But if you do, for monster fights, you're definitely not going to be you're definitely going to be destroying monsters. So that's definitely going to be very good on that side if you're looking for someone who specifies in monster dealing. So that is just kind of something that you guys could keep in mind moving forward. Over here, we got more for character skills, which is you'll catch a code, which is a single target. She does have an AoE, and they are water-based attacks. So with Fubiki, for example, again, he's going to be helping her get those more buffs up. So let me go ahead and actually pull him up. Fubiki Disgaea RPG. Let's go ahead and pull him up one more time so we can kind of have him as a reference. Because again, I primarily think that he's made kind of to help her out as well. So again, looking at it, if you get him to nether enhancement plus 5, which is not going to be very hard, he's going to be helping with 15% on water. So that's definitely going to be helping with the AoE. And then with her, if you have her nether enhancement plus 1, it's going to be a bit easier for her to be getting that AoE skill anyways. So that's actually pretty strong. That's a pretty strong combination when I'm looking at it. Actually, having these two together are actually going to be a pretty good duel. And if you could get any other units that do water-based attacks, it's definitely not going to be a bad team in the long run, especially since Fubiki also has an AoE as his, and it's very easy to get that AoE. So having both units having AoEs with her giving the extra SP, if you could grab that, it's definitely going to be very, very solid. Like, that's going to be a very solid combination, right? And then right here we have the strongest ultimate invincible skill of Snow Melody. She gets, this is a bit weird. I know, like, it should be an attack buff, but the way that I feel like they put the wrong, I don't know if it's minus attack on the enemy or if that's 10% attack on herself. Because especially since it's like the strongest ultimate invincible, like that's, I don't know why they use that right there. I think they used the wrong one if it is for her, but I noticed they did that for Fubiki as well. And that's kind of been confusing me a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you guys. So I don't know why they're doing that, but it is what it is. The only thing about her AoE, it's an F plus 10E, so like overall, like her actual rankings are not going to be that much like very high in terms of overall power, so that's going to be a bit unfortunate. She's not going to be like a super powerhouse, but she's going to be a decent option. I feel like that's what she's going to be, a very decent option. She's not going to be something that you absolutely need, so you guys don't get her. I would suggest not chasing this unit. But again, I just going back to this, I hope they kind of like explain that down the line. Over here we have the character magic spells. We got Charm, Resist Break, Mega Ice, Mega Resist Break, and Slumber. Probably would not do much of the staff, to be honest with you guys. Would probably just kind of leave that alone. Nothing here that you really need. I mean, it's not bad. It's not necessarily bad. But it's alright. Here are her parameter, like, you know, the nether enhancements, like that. And here are her card art, and here are her character links. Obviously, number one being her brother. So that is what I was mentioning. I think they're kind of made to work together. So just kind of keep that in mind. They are going to be working very closely. So again, I think she's going to be overall pretty solid. She's not going to be anything substantial for your teams or something that you absolutely need. But she's definitely not going to be a bad option on team builds if you're running like Fubiki as well, right? So just kind of keep that one in mind moving forward. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a time where like it's going to be, I don't know, she's not a must-have. You don't need this unit, but she's going to help you guys out through your trials for sure. And then obviously, like if you're facing any fire and you guys got any fire type enemies, you got these two, you're going to be absolutely mollywopping them, destroying everything in sight. So just kind of keep that in mind moving forward, which is going to be very beneficial as well. So that's pretty much it. There's not really much else to talk about with her. Solid unit, not a unit that you desperately need by any means. Again, you could really skip this if you guys so pleased to. But overall, solid. She gets a pass for me, especially with Fubiki being as pretty good as well. Like you could do like a Dark Santa Laharl team. Basically, what I'm thinking is actually you could do a Dark Santa Laharl team with both of them. All three of them are going to be doing AoEs. You're buffing up Dark Santa Laharl. You're also buffing up Argao Yukimaru as well. So like that could work if you run those three together. Yeah, that could kind of work. Both of them would be doing AoEs, and if you get New Year's Rosalind on the team as well, you're gonna be freaking, yeah, that could work. That could be a pretty decent farming team when I'm thinking about it now. Yukimaru, Fubiki, Dark Santa Laharl, and New Year's Rosalind. And then I guess you could just have Desk go for extra AoE damage. You could do something like that. Because again, New Year's Rosalind's Nether Enhancement +1 gives like, what was it, 15% attack to AoE. So yeah, that team kind of works. Low-key, I think that team would be a pretty decent team for farming. So that's pretty much the entire video. Not much else to talk about. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate all the support. We are fighting for our first 2K on YouTube. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I will see you guys for the next Disgaea RPG video. Take care and peace out, everybody. Bye-bye.